Hi guys, so I just wanted to go over the polynomials factoring flowchart again with you. And I know that we went over this in class, so you probably should have this already, but just in case you don't, I'm going to go through it again. Don't forget you can download this, the blank copy of it, from Canvas if you need to. And just make sure you fill in what I'm doing here. So we're only going to talk about 3 terms today because we're only going to talk about the trinomials, but the first thing we do is look for a GCF every single time. It doesn't matter what kind of factoring problem you have, you're always looking for a GCF first. Then, once we've decided that we have 3 terms, so we're looking at a trinomial, we need to decide, does A equal 1 or is A greater than 1? And when you look here, don't forget there's this little invisible 1 right there. That's what we mean by does A equal 1. There's nothing in front of our x squared. So let's start with that. When A equals 1, this is when we play our x games, which means we're finding factors of C. So that goes on top. Oops. We're finding factors of C that add to B. And I'll just put in those signs up here. So multiplies to C, adds to B. All right, so now let's do an example. X squared minus x minus 42. So I'm looking at this. I don't have a number in front and I have no GCF. So I have my invisible 1. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to play x games. Numbers that multiply to C, well, C is negative 42, so that goes on the top, and adds to negative 1. Now we just need to figure out numbers that multiply to negative 42 and add to negative 1. We know because this is negative right here at the end that we're going to have one of each sign, and because what's on the bottom is negative, it means our bigger number is going to be negative. So if you don't automatically know numbers that multiply to negative 42 and add to negative 1, you can make a factor chart right here. So 1 times negative 42, well, 1 times negative 42 is negative 41. That doesn't work. 2 times negative 24. 2 times negative 24 is 2 minus 24, I should say, is negative 22. That doesn't work. 3 times negative 14. 3 minus 14 is not negative 1. Does 4 go into 42? No. Does 5 go into 42? No. Does 6? Yes. 6 times negative 7. So 6 minus 7 is negative 1. That's what we're looking for. So we have 6 and negative 7. And those factors are what go into our parentheses. Okay, so that's what we used. Now, let's do the next one. 2w squared plus 20w plus 50. So the first thing we do is look for a GCF. Do I have one? Yes. So I'm going to factor out the 2, which means I'm left with w squared plus 10w plus 25. Now, I don't do anything with that 2 right now. It means nothing to me until the very end. What we are going to do is we're going to play x games with just what's in the parentheses. So I'm going to draw my x, what multiplies to 25 and adds to 10. So numbers that multiply to 25 and add to 10, 5 and 5. So I need w plus 5 and w plus 5. And don't forget to drop down the 2. If you don't drop down the 2, your problem is not going to be completely factored. All right, so now let's look at what happens when I have a trinomial that has 3 terms, but I do have a number in front of the x squared. That's where we talk about a greater than 1. And this is where we use my feet don't stink. And remember that for my feet don't stink, m means we're going to multiply a times c. F stands for we need to find factors of AC that add to B. D stands for we're going to divide by A, and S means we simplify or reduce any fraction and we ninja kick something to the front. So let's go through a problem and see what happens. So 30x squared minus 27x plus 6. Well, we're always looking for a GCF, and is there a number that can divide 30, 27, and 6? Yes, there is. It's 3, so I'm going to take out the 3, and I'm left with 10 squared minus 9x plus 2. From here, again, I don't worry about that 3 until the very end. And now when I draw my x, I'm finding numbers that multiply to 20, because m multiply 10 times 2, and add to negative 9. So because you know that this sign here is positive, I need to have 2 of the same, so what multiplies to 20 and adds to 9, 5, and 4, and they both need to be negative. So for now, x minus 5 times x minus 4 is what's going to go in there. So we've done the multiplying, we've done the factoring, now we need to divide by A. And what is A here? A is the number in front of the x squared in the parentheses. So we're going to divide by 10. So division done. Now S means we need to simplify any of these fractions, or by dividing or reducing and ninja kicking. So can I simplify? Can I divide 5 over 10? No, but I can reduce that fraction. It becomes x minus 1/2. So I've reduced that fraction. And can I do anything here? Can I divide? No, but can I reduce? Yes. So I have x minus 2 over 5. And now we just need to ninja kick these denominators to in front of the x. So we have 2x minus 1 times 5x minus 2. And don't forget that 3 that we took out in the beginning that we don't care about until the end. We need to drop it down so that we have our problem completely factored.